There is an amazing way to buy stocks that you love at prices you love and get paid to do so.
Better not be fooled.
This is not a catch. This is not something that sits there and goes, oh, come on, only certain people. Well, I guess you could say only certain people can do it. But there's a way for you to buy stocks and be paid to buy them at much lower prices. Let me give you an example. I pulled up Apple over here. Apple's at $173 a share. Okay. Let's assume hypothetically, and I'm not endorsing Apple's price. Let's assume hypothetically that you decide you're going to buy Apple at $160. Whenever it hits 160, you're going to buy it. Okay. So 160 is your price, but it's 173 right now. So you got about 7 or 8% to go. Or you can sell what's called a put. So what is a put option? A put option, if you're selling it, you're giving someone the right to force you to buy the stock at a certain price, 160. So let's go right here. I'm on Charles Schwab Street Smart Edge. I'm on puts and I'm on Apple. Let's say I pick a date, September 16th. And depending on the company, you're going to see a lot of different options for dates. But let's pick September 16th. The third Friday of every month is kind of the biggest Friday for options. And I'm going to look at 160 right here. It says right here, I go to the midpoint, I can get paid $1.25 for every share I want at $160. And over here to the right, the delta is 0.1575. That means about a 16% chance of it happening. So what they're saying is somebody will pay me $1.25 per share. And if the stock falls to 160 on September 16th or below, I have to buy the stock for 160. So I get to keep the $1.25 no matter what happens. So if I still have to buy the stock at 160, I've actually paid 160 minus the premium I got, which is $158.75. If the stock finishes above 160, let's say September 16th, the stock is at 165, I just keep this $1.25 in my pocket and move on, right? Another option. So why is this useful? Okay, this is useful because for one thing, it allows guys like me to stay busy, to figure out a way to make income while I wait for the companies I love to get to the prices I love. Now, the big key here is, and in our community of investors, we have thousands of people in our community, and a lot of them are doing options. But the big key here is you have to make sure you want the stock at 160. Don't do something where you sell it at 170 going, but at 170, I can get $3.43. It's way better. If you don't want it at 170, do not write the option. There is a second catch to this. You got to do 100 shares at a time, and you got to have the cash in your account. So $160 times 100, you got to have $16,000 in your account ready to go. Sounds like a lot? Sure is. However, here's why, even if you don't qualify for this, why you should pay attention. Because you are going to retire someday. And if you follow our process and you dollar cost average, you will likely retire with millions and millions of dollars. And in retirement, you'll be able to generate big time money by selling puts and covered calls, which will be explained in another video, on the stocks you own. And if you're able to do that, you can generate 4 to 6% a year relatively easily, not without risk, but 4 to 6% a year to generate income on your portfolio and never touch your premium. That's the big thing. Never touch your principal. That is the huge factor. So let's go a little bit further out. I picked September 16th. You can go pick out later dates. Now, the risk with later dates is this. If I pick January 20th, 2023, look at the 160 price here. I can get paid $7, $6.90. What's that return? $6.90 divided by 160, which is my strike price, equals roughly 4.3% return over 159 days. So I divide by 159 and multiply that by 365. So that's roughly, call it 8.7, 8.8% return. I'm making 8.8% return on my money by doing that. Now, what's the risk that happens in that time? Well, one of the risks is the stock goes to 130 and you're going to feel like crap. But remember, if you did it based on I'm going to buy it, when it hits 160, no matter what, you're okay. The biggest risk to me by going out further in the future, for example, January 20th is between now and January 20th, what happens if something fundamentally changes in the business? Now, is that likely to happen with Apple? Probably not. but it could happen for a million other companies. And what if it does happen for Apple? All of a sudden they find out there was a major accounting fraud that occurred and Apple's actually worth half and this stock plummets. Not only do you have to buy it for 160, you also don't think it's worth 160 anymore because of that major fraud. Now, again, is that likely with Apple? Probably not as much. But on smaller companies, that's the risk by going out further and further. Heck, look at Apple. Look at this. You can probably go out to 2024 on Apple. Let's see how far out you can go. Look at that, June 21st, 2024. 160 pays out $18.28. That's big money. But again, that's 2 years out. And it's probably pretty likely, 31% chance that the stock is selling for 160 or below then. So what I like to do is, for a company like Apple, if I were interested at 160, I'd probably pick September 16th and I write 160. So what's the math here? Let's do the math real quick. It's $1.25 divided by 160. That equals, so 1%, 0.75% over 33 days. So basically, times 12 is 9%. I'm basically getting a 9% annual return on my money if I do that over and over and over again every 33 days. If I do that every month and it never hits, I'm going to make 9% of my money. And if it does hit, guess what? I'm excited. Why? Because now I own a stock at a price I wanted, and I didn't have to. I got paid to wait for the stock to fall. So yes, I paid 160, but I also received 125. So I only paid $158.75. I got the stock for $15 cheaper than it's at today. That's an incredible opportunity for people. And this is something that not a lot of people do. Why? I don't know. People view options as risky, and they can be very, very, very risky. But all I'm doing is selling puts, which is buying stocks at a price I want at a future date, or selling covered calls, taking the stocks I currently own and selling somebody the right to take them away from me at a future price that's much higher. If I do those things across a portfolio of 20 to 40 stocks at reasonable deltas, which is reasonable chances they occur, I can then generate more income from my portfolios. I've been doing this since June of 2020, and it's been going very well. So if this makes sense to you, I encourage you to do something. Check out our software, everythingmoney.com. We have thousands and thousands of people who are in this EM community, and many do options or are making great money on options. It doesn't come without risk. There's no risk-free way of making money, but I've done it every single month for the last 2 years, and I love it. And it's a great way to learn how to do it. We have a chat specifically in here about options and how you can make money selling puts and covered calls. If you like this, we did a video about 6 months ago about options. Click above and also subscribe to our channel and learn more about the things we do.